Hello, Alexandra.
Hi, Olivia. Did I say it right? Olivia.
Yes, you got it. Yep.
Well, congratulations on Wayward being the top series, not just in Canada, but globally since it debuted. Like everyone I know just can't stop talking about it. So,
It's so exciting.
first, I want to ask you, how did you get the role of Lila?
Oh my gosh, thinking back, it's now been like what? And now it's been like a year and a half since we started filming. It's crazy to even think about. Um, Originally, it was a really funny process, the audition process, because I originally auditioned for the role of Abby, who is now played by the wonderful City Topliff. But I originally got the audition for her, taped for that, went full flower child, like braids in my hair, like super one with the wind. And I sent that in, and then I didn't hear anything for a few weeks, and I was really sad because when I originally read the script for the first episode when I was auditioning, I was like, I want this so badly, and if I'm not in this, I will be watching this because it's such an awesome show. And so I didn't hear anything. I was all sad. And then I was like, okay, well, moving on. At least I get to watch it when it's made. And then I got called back in for Leila. And I was like, okay, complete 180, complete different character. And then I did a Zoom audition for her. And then next thing I know, I was being flown to Toronto to do a chemistry read with Sydney.
Your portrayal of Lila is just so perfect. What do you do to get into character? Like, how do you prepare? Do you have a method?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much. Well, I mean, I think that with every role that you take on, you have like some sort of thing that gets you in the headspace of who that character is. With Lila, a big thing for me was music because she is so obsessed with music in the show. And I remember when we first started filming, May sent Sunny and I a long playlist of all of their favorite hit songs from being a teenager in the 2000s in Toronto. And so playing like certain kinds of music at the beginning of the day and then playing my kind of music at the end of the day was something that really helped me kind of switch off in between. Um, and then also just having so many conversations with May and the rest of the creatives just to create this character was so insanely helpful.
Did she give you any tips on how to play a Canadian?
Oh my gosh. I mean, we had a basically entirely Canadian cast and crew. And so I think it was like Toni and I and maybe like one or two other people were the only people that weren't Canadian fully and weren't working as Canadians. So I got all of the Canadian tips from the entire cast and crew, a lot of Canadian tips from May. Um they showed us many of their little like they told us me and Sydney so many stories about them as a teenager running around Toronto getting in trouble, and also from Sarah Gadon who plays Laura was also a teen in the 2000s in Toronto, so we had lots of Toronto people to give us the lore.
What was the main tip you got? Like anything on how you should speak?
Well, that was a big thing that was talked about on set, which was the Toronto accent. Because it's always funny because a lot of the time, American shows are going to Toronto to film and they're trying to pass off as America. And so it was really exciting for all the kids in the show to be able to actually use their Toronto accent and not have to hide it and not have to be like out. They could actually out. And then I was on the other end of it trying to do a little bit of the Canadian twang, the sorry, the out, the about. So yeah, that was fun to kind of explore. And then also, I mean, then there was one scene where May ran up to me and was like, don't say mom, say mum. And I was like, okay, cool. Like all the little different things that Canadians do is really interesting to explore, yeah.
Oh wow. I've said mom all my life, but
Yeah, no, I think
we'll say
like
mum.
yeah, there's so many different areas also of Canada that speak differently, which I think is also something that's so interesting.
True.
I love Canada.
Me too. So did you have to cut your hair for the role?
I did. I had my hair when we first in the beginning of the audition process was about like here. And then when I got the role, the first thing I said to May was I was like, something needs to happen in my hair. It can't be normal. It has to look like she just took a pair of scissors to her hair last night in her bedroom, like choppy and weird and off. And May and Eros were total the director of episode 1 and 2, were so down for it. Like they wanted to make it just shaggy and grungy. And I was so excited. I mean, I wanted like we originally we talked about a mullet, we talked about like all sorts of crazy things. Ended up just doing something that I could end up living with a little bit easier after the process. But yeah, it was the whole hair conversation was a big deal, and I was really happy with the outcome.
I really loved it. I thought it was so cute on you.
I love it. Yeah, I love that hairstyle. It's so cute. I need to go back to it.
Your hair looks lovely long as well.
Thank you so much.
I don't think you can go wrong with your hair. Um,
I've had it all different ways. I've had it here, 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 different colors, different bangs, different everywhere. Like
wow.
I'm very much not obsessive with how my hair is. So whenever I start a new project, I'm like, this is an opportunity for you to do something weird to it, so do whatever you can.
Now, I know that Wayward, the parts where you were in Toronto were actually filmed in Toronto. Where were where was it filmed when you were at the school up north?
So we filmed a lot of the school stuff in Caledon, Ontario,
Hmm.
like 2 or 3 hours outside of Toronto. And yeah, they found an actual location of this like getaway retreat that this woman owned, that she would send, that like offices would come to, like office getaways, or married people would come for marriage counseling. Very odd place. And it was in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and it was so much fun because when we would film out there, we was so far away from Toronto that all of the Tall Pine students, all the kids would actually end up staying at a hotel out there, and so we'd all be at the same hotel, so it'd be like a little summer camp every time we filmed out there. Um, so yeah, that was a very creepy and cool location, and then a lot of the other interior Tall Pine stuff was on stages in Toronto.
Now, those rocks that you had to carry, were they like actually real rocks or were they prop rocks for the show?
Okay. I don't want to out Elizabeth and I that we're not strong, but they were prop rocks. Only because at the beginning of the day, I remember going up to Jordy, our props guy, who is the most amazing guy in the world. And I was like, I feel like it looks like fake. Like, I feel like it looks like I'm carrying a styrofoam rock. Like, I feel like I should be carrying a real one. He was like, okay. And he handed me a real rock of the same size of the one I was holding. And I literally bent, oh, like folded immediately. And I was like, I cannot do this for 12 hours because we filmed that scene all day because it was so many different parts. I was like, I can't do this for 12 hours. And he was like, hence the styrofoam rock. And I was like, okay, you know me. You got it. I'll just listen to you from now on. So yeah, they were styrofoam. But hopefully we made it look realistic that we were actually carrying heavy rocks.
You totally did. I thought you were going to say, no, those were real rocks.
Yay! That's what we wanted. Woo!
Now, you and Sydney, who plays Abby, were really great together. I mean, what was it like working with her?
Oh, she's the most incredible person. I genuinely love her with my whole heart. She and I immediately connected from the first day on set. I mean, even before we got to set, we would hung out multiple times, just getting to know each other and trying to capture the essence of two people that have been best friends for years and years and years and years. Um, and so, I mean, we connected so immediately, and we like it was just so much fun to get to come to set every day and hang out with somebody who actually was my best friend in real life. And also since I'm not from Toronto and she's from Toronto, she kind of was like there with me on my off days also because I didn't know as many people. So it was really like me and her and the rest of the cast running around Toronto on our off days as well. So we really became Avi and Lila minus the Tall Pines aspect.
What did you do in Toronto when you were off?
Oh my gosh, we did so much. We Trendy Bellwoods Park every weekend, picnics, petting cute dogs, walking around downtown, going to different museums, We did an escape room. What else? Oh yeah, we did a few different escape rooms. May and Toni actually are obsessed with escape rooms and are really insanely good at them. Fun fact about Toni Collette and Mae Martin. Yeah, we would just like Sydney loves her bike, and so we would just like meet up at random places, and she would show up with her bike, and then we just like walk all around and bike all around, and yeah, it was really awesome.
When the other kids were out doing a forest hike, Lila had to stay back at the school. Did you get a chance to enjoy the Canadian wilderness at all while you were filming?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I filmed another show in Toronto for 3 years prior to Wayward, called Chucky. And so throughout, I'd lived there basically for 4 years in a row. And so yeah, lots of hiking. I've been there through many different seasons, through summer, winter, fall. I've seen it all. Oh, that rhymed. So yeah, I've seen all the different seasons, and I love hiking and going outdoors, and yeah, so it was really really fun to. I'm sad I wasn't there during that episode with the hiking episode, but I've explored that enough already, so I was okay.
Okay. And finally, what kind of a role would you like to play next?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard one. I mean, who's Lila in season 2 of Wayward would be awesome.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know, maybe something like completely different. I'm always wanting as an actor to do something that's some completely different and unlike me and different from the last thing. And so, whatever comes about, I'm more than happy and more than grateful to be a part of. But maybe like a superhero or like a crazy action film or something like that would be really fun.
I'm so hoping that there's a season two of Wayward now that you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Did May give any ideas about that she might think of doing one?
It was pitched as a limited series.
Yes.
And so we don't really know at this point, but I know that everybody is so in love with the show that was in the that was involved in making it. Everybody loved that process so much. So I think we're all just sitting here with our fingers crossed. It's in Netflix's hands now.
Yeah, and we're all loving watching it. Like I've seen it 3 times already myself.
Oh my gosh! Super fan, I love it.
Well, I want to thank you so much for chatting with me today. It was so nice to actually meet you in kind of person in Zoom.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell in the top right-hand corner if you'd like to see more of my celebrity interviews. Got a lot more lined up, so make sure you don't miss out on them.